This video will show you how to filter data based on aggregated values. Remember that the easiest way to filter data in a dashboard is by adding a selection component. For example, to filter the data in this chart according to the total value, you can add a range slider. To do this, find the field that you want to filter in the data set. In this case, it's the total field, and drag that field into the dashboard. This creates a range slider that allows you to filter the total field. It's important to note that this range slider filters the detailed data in the data set, not the aggregated values shown on the chart. So, for example, if you select a range of 0 to 5,000, this limits the data in the data set to those orders that have totals in the range $0 to $5,000. The values on the chart, however, are much larger because the values on the chart represent the aggregated totals for each state. Each individual state may include many orders that have totals in the range $0 to $5,000. In some cases, you may not want to filter the detail data, but you may prefer instead to filter the aggregated data shown on the chart. For example, you may want to specify that you wish to see on the chart only states whose sales exceed $300,000. You will not be able to specify this kind of condition with the range slider that we added here. To create this kind of post-aggregate filter, you can use the ad hoc filtering feature. To do this, first add a selection container into the dashboard. This allows the user to right-click on the chart and select the filter option. This creates an ad hoc range slider that allows the user to filter the data on the chart based on the post-aggregate values. So, for example, to see only states in the chart that have sales exceeding $1 million, adjust the ad hoc range slider as desired, and then click away from the chart. The chart is filtered to display only states with the desired aggregated totals, and the selection container displays the current post-aggregate selection. To clear the selection, press the Clear All Selections button in the title bar of the selection container. You can use the same approach to filter post-aggregate data in a crosstab. Again, first add a selection container into the dashboard. This again allows a user to right-click on the aggregated measure that they wish to filter, select the filter option, and then use the ad hoc range slider to filter the post-aggregate data. In this case, let's say the user only wants to look at groups where the aggregated total is under $100,000. After making the selection, click away to view the selection in the selection container. To clear the selection, press the Clear All Selections button in the selection container title bar. You can also filter post-aggregate data at the data worksheet level. This data worksheet contains a data set called Sales Mirror that contains detailed information about particular orders. To create a filter for post-aggregate data, first you'll need to group and aggregate the data set. To do this, press the Group and Aggregate button in the title bar of the data set and specify the desired grouping and aggregation columns. Press OK to create the grouped data set. Note that only the grouping and aggregation columns are preserved in the grouped data set. To filter the data set based on post-aggregate totals, for example, press the Define Condition button in the title bar of the data set, select the Advanced Conditions option if it is not already selected, and then press the Edit button next to the Post-Aggregate Conditions panel. Then specify the desired post-aggregate condition. For example, sales total is less than 10,000. Press Append, and then press OK to add the condition. Press OK again to filter the data set with the specified post-aggregate filtering condition. The groups shown in the table are only those groups for which the aggregated total is less than 10,000. To save the filtered dataset, press the Save button in the toolbar.